Hi everyone, Shannon here with Mixed Media Minnesota. Welcome to my video. Today I am starting a new journal. It's going to be a different kind of journal. I haven't made one like this before. I'm not sure how well it's going to work, but I have an idea, so we're going to give it a go. In this journal, I'm going to be using one of our brand new digitals. It's called Oliver's Study. You can find it on Mixed Media Minnesota's Etsy shop. And I'm going to flip through it really quick. I did cut the pages, but not the ephemera pages. I trimmed them down, and I also coffee dyed, just sprayed coffee dye, coffee stained the back. So I'm just going to flip through the pages here, make sure I stay in frame for you, of the new digital. I'm excited to use it. I like these colors, and I think you can grunge it up, and it's just really interesting. It's got all kinds of fun stuff. So I just spritzed coffee dye on the back, and then I let it dry, and I did iron it. Got them upside down here. Sorry. Okay, and then the ephemera sheets that come along with it, those are the pages, and then I didn't cut any of these out yet. So we have some little envelopes, or pockets rather, and little tags, another pocket, some tabs, and here is a big envelope, and that one's fun. It's like a library. And some file folders. And some more fun stuff here. Some little journal cards and different ephemera, some file folder tabs. So I think it's going to be a fun kit to work with. Okay, so I'm going to set these aside for right now. We'll come back to those in a minute. I also have some coffee dyed, avocado dyed, and different papers here. And I'll show you what we're going to be doing here. So for this one, I'm thinking I'm going to, and it's going to be a small journal, and I'm thinking it's going to be like this. So when you flip it open, instead of being like this way when you turn it, you open it and you'll see the full spread like that, so it'll turn up. And what my thoughts are is I can cut these all down the center, and so when you flip it open, you see the full spread. That's my plan. So I'm going to set the papers aside, and I'm sure there will be a few parts to the creation of this little journal. Today what I want to get accomplished is I want to get my cover assembled and the pages, the signatures put together. I'm thinking it's going to be 2 mini signatures in it. So again, I'm going to set those aside. So what I have here for I guess the base of my cover is, this is just cardboard. You can use cereal box, you can use anything. I just have all kinds of this stuff, so I use this. I cut the back and the front. I have 2 of them, 2 pieces I cut 5 inches by 6 inches. And then for the spine, I cut one at 1 by 6 inches. And I'm going to use the tie-back envelope to attach it, and this stuff is really strong. So any of the mailing, the envelopes you get in the mail like this, don't throw them away. You can cut them up and use them to reinforce your spines and build your journals. I know I've done this before on other videos. So we're just gonna go ahead, and I'm just gonna use Fabri-Tac on this. I need to wipe my glue off really quick. It's all gunky, so. Okay, so now I have to think about this. I would be doing it on the wrong side. I want the wider side here. Let's see if I just put this on there. I didn't cut this the right size, guys. Okay, so let's see if I have another piece here. I'm gonna have to go and cut. I did that as I would be doing it on the top, but that would be wrong. So let's see, is this an inch wide? It is. Okay, I'm just going to cut this at 6 inches. thought I was prepared, but so this is 1 by 6 inches. So we're gonna lay it out like this, and I'm gonna move this to the center so that I can just fold this in right on this crease, I think is what I'm gonna do. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just gonna put my glue, I'm just gonna fill this up here with glue. And I may stitch around this as well. I like to stitch around them, so then I'm just gonna lay this one on there. Okay, so I can go a little further with my glue here. Okay, so then I'm gonna just leave a tiny space in between so that in between these two pieces when I lay them on there, just so that it can fold, it doesn't catch on itself. And then again, the other one. Again, okay, so then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna add glue on this flap here. I'm going to fold that over, and I'm just gonna stick it down on there. And I'm just kind of wiping so my glue and everything goes in. I want it to be snug on the outside there. Okay, you're not gonna see this, so if it doesn't line up, that's okay. I'm just gonna trim this off so it just slightly overlaps. And I'm going to do, excuse me, I'm going to do the same thing here and just add glue on the envelope here. Okay. Again, I'm just going to fold that over and pull it in so I get a snug fold on that, and just wiping it in. Okay, and then I'll let that set up for 1 second here. While I let that dry for a second, I don't want to fold it yet. I want to let it set for a second, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna let it set, okay, aside. So while we're waiting for that part of it, I'm going to go ahead and, so all of these ones I already cut in half. I just took coffee dyed paper and different things, and I just cut them in half. So that's what I'm gonna do with these pages from the kit. And I'm not measuring them. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. It would be, if you wanted them exactly in half, it would be 5.5. Some of them are a little bit off, so I'm just gonna slide that over and center that in there and cut that. So okay, so I'm gonna set those cut ones on a pile there. I've never done one like this, so I'm not sure how this is gonna work or if it's gonna work, but we're gonna have fun trying. See, some of these are smaller and some are bigger. I'm okay with that. If they're too big, like this one, it's not. This one's gonna be smaller. It'll be okay. And where there's no line in here, I'll just, you know, it's a little bit less than 11 here because I did trim it. So let's see if I go 5 and be 11. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut it at right there, 5 and an 1/8 maybe. See, I can kind of see the line on this one. And I'm not sure if we're going to be able to use all of them. There may be too many. I just pulled a bunch of them out, so. One more here. Okay, so that's that. So this is probably okay to, let's see. Grab my little folder here. So now what I'm gonna do is I just want it to bubble a lot, and if you let it dry completely, it probably won't. So I just want to make sure that I have a good fold in this. So then we have a 1-inch spine. Okay, I'm gonna set the papers aside again. And what I'm going to cover this with this time, last time I did fabric, I have some wallpaper that I was given in Happy Meal from Jamie. And I haven't used that for a while, so I thought I really liked how, I think this will go well with the pages in that kit. So I just cut this a little bit wider, I think, let's see, about 1 inch bigger than this, and then we can trim the ends off. So I want that to be on the outside. So I'm just gonna glue this in here like that, and then I'll trim that after I glue it down. So I'm just gonna go ahead and completely cover the back with Fabri-Tac. I am gonna try and stitch around it, so I don't know. I'm just gonna go with it as if I'm not going to. I'm just gonna glue. I'm not real worried about the far edges of it. I just want to get enough glue on there to hold it. Okay, so I'm just going to flip that over right on there, trying to leave about the same on the edges, the same amount of wallpaper. Okay, I'm going to press out from the center, holding one side because it'll slide. Okay, so I'm just going to trim off this edge. You can do the same thing with fabric or paper or anything. I'm going to flip it over and give that a little bit of a rub. So now I'm going to fold this, get my crease in here while my glue is still a little bit damp. Okay. Now, luckily I didn't pay attention if this was directional, but it's not really directional. I can, you know, it's okay like that. So you would want to pay attention if you were using directional fabric or wallpaper or whatever. Okay. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fold the long ends. This is just how I do it. You can do it any way you want. Fold the long ends here before I put glue on it, just so I can start to get it to take shape here. I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Okay, and then I'm just going to glue those two. Actually, I'm not going to glue those two yet. I'm sorry. I'm going to fold these up too. I'm going to fold all 4 of them. Just make sure that you're on the edge of your cardboard. Okay, and then you'll see you get this corner here. You can cut that out, or what you can do on your corners is just add some glue there and fold it in. And then I crease these. And you're gonna do that on all 4 of your corners. And you could leave your wallpaper or your fabric bigger and then fold it over so you don't have to cover the inside with something else if you wanted to. Just hold that down for a second. Okay, and do the other sides. If you get too much glue on there, it does that. It moves around on you, so you have to hold it a little longer. Okay. Okay, so then I like to do the long side first on this part. It doesn't really matter, I don't think. And you're gonna have something covering this anyways. I just always try and make sure that it is up to the edge of my cardboard. If I tickle in my throat again. Let's see, I'm just gonna add some glue. It'll be easier to do it on the flap here. And a little bit on the ends. Pushing into the inside. It gets a little tricky with the wallpaper. It tries to peel up, so you have to hold it until it catches, and then it'll be okay. But I'm just pushing in so that it catches. So I want a nice tight fit on the outside of the cardboard. That's what I'm trying to get. And I like to just follow the crease in here while it's still wet. Just helps it when you go to fold it. Okay, I'm going to go to the opposite side and do the same thing. And you'll get glue everywhere. I should have probably put a paper or mat, my mat down on here so it doesn't stick on. I get glue all over it, but I can clean that off. See how it pulls up? You have to hold it down for a little bit. Okay, then we're going to do the opposite ends, the same exact thing. I'm going to hold that down for a second. You can put clamps on the corners if you want to. I might, just so I don't have to hold it for so long. These are kind of big, but they'll work. Okay, it's just kind of repeating it over and over for all 4 sides. I'll probably leave that clamped for a couple hours. Make sure that gets a good hold on there. But I am going to go ahead and now fold this again. And there you can see then your book is covered. That'll be fun to decorate. So it's going to sit this way and it's going to open like this. So I'm going to leave that just set like that to dry. And then what we're going to do, I gotta get some of this glue off my hands. I didn't grab my towel or anything, so. Okay. So I'm sure I said this, but I think it's gonna probably be like 2 signatures, and they're gonna go this way. So I could do some like this as well, if they work, you know, to flip down, but I think I wanna leave the image when you open it. I think is what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to fold all of these in half this way. So I'm going to separate, like this was one sheet here. I'm going to separate them. This and this was one sheet. So that we have part of each one and each signature in there. They're little mini signatures. See, like this one, if I did this way, and if you had something else, you could do it that way too. I think I want this one to be in the front. I'm overthinking it. I'm just gonna fold them. This one this way, and so I'll do this one this way, this way, let me see. Okay, so if we have that in there, it's going to flip down to open. It's going to be right side up, I believe. Okay. Might have to change them around, but we're going to leave them like that for now. Yeah, I think it'll work. Okay, so those will be our printed pages. See how some of them are bigger? I can always trim that, or I can leave it. It's going to depend on how it fits in the book. So we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to make 2 piles with these. And these are just some random coffee dyed papers. I only have 1 of this one, so let's go ahead and what do I do with my cutter here? I'm going to cut this one in half. Let's see, how big is this? I wouldn't have to have both of them. You know, each signature wouldn't have to have part of one. So that's almost 8.5. So if I don't go 4 1/4, 4 1/4-ish on there. Okay. So these will be little tiny mini ones. I'm gonna put those with the other ones so we don't lose them in here. Might have to repair some of these. Oh, I think it'll be okay. But we can always use washi tape if it cracks or something to reinforce that, but I think it'll be okay. Some of them were in the oven a little too long, but I like the look of that too. See this here one. Let's go ahead. Let's see. I think this is the other side. I'm going to go ahead and grab some washi tape and do that right away. Okay, I believe this is Tim Holtz. I'm not sure which one it is. It's just like definitions or something. If I can find the end of it, I always lose the ends here. I do have fabric washi tape too. I like to use that, but this doesn't need a whole lot, so I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of eyeball line that out. And I'm just going to go on this side as well. And then flip that end over. And you can glue the washi tape too, but it's going to be folded in half and then stitched in through that, so I think it'll be fine. Okay, so we have 5 and 5. One of them is just going to have an extra one. Okay, so this is one signature. And then this is going to be one of this. So let's just kind of see if we can get them put together. Okay. So the top one I want to see. Okay, so I'm thinking maybe this one and this one. I'm not sure how many pages we have here. I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna not pay attention to if they're, I'm gonna try and center them in there, and then if they're too big I can come back and cut them. I'll need to distress these and stuff too. So that is going to be, no, it won't be upside down if I go that way. Okay. I'm not doing this in any certain order. I think I want this one to be my the inside of my signature. So okay, so okay, so I have that. So I just want to make sure that I'm thinking this through, right? So I'm going to flip. There's going to be lots of writing spots in here. So I don't think anything should be upside down because it's the bottom. Okay, so yeah, that's still not upside down. Okay, perfect. So there we have one. Okay, let's put this one together. Okay, so this is the one I wanted on the top, I believe, but it's not going to be, because that's going to be like that, or it'll be upside down. Could open it. Nope. Right here. And this is the piece that goes with that one too. So that one's going to be like this. Okay. I think I'm going to add blue on there. That's the one I want on the inside. So this one, it's going to be upside down if I do it that way. So it's going to go this way. Okay, so that one's gonna be like that. And that one like that. So I'm gonna grab this one. So I think this is probably okay to take the clamps off of. I gotta cover the inside yet, but I just want to see. Okay, so this is this way. So we have our 2 signatures. And we stitch those in. Okay. And I left this front a little bit long. I could have cut it down. If you can see once we get them stitched in there, there's going to be a bigger gap on the end. But my thought was I could put a couple eyelets in here and tie it on the end. You know, so because it's going to flip like this. And we can put some pockets and stuff in there. I could tie these signatures in. I've done that, but I think I want to stitch them in this time. I like to tie them in when they're just coffee dyed paper and things that you're going to write on so that you can switch them out. But how fun is that? I think it's adorable. I can't wait to get the inside done and get them stitched in. I'm probably not going to stitch them on camera. I'm probably going to do the inside cover here. And I'm thinking that I'm just going to use wallpaper again and just do that. And I should have just left it longer to fold over. But I think that's what I'm going to do. And then I'll stitch these in, and then I'll come back and we'll see if we can do very much decorating in there or not. They're kind of small. Like I said, a lot of room for writing and things, but some little clusters and different things we can always add in there. So I hope you enjoyed that. I did. That was a lot of fun, and I think it's going to be really cute when it's done. So thank you guys for crafting with me, and thanks for watching, and have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you soon.